name is Leah Shmerling. I'm the Director and Principal Consultant of Crown Coaching and Training. Today we're speaking with Leah Shmerling about a very important topic that I think most people would find helpful, and that is about being very clear on your career goals to get you to where you want to go in your direction in life, but also personally. Now, it's important to have career goals to steer you with the choices of study and the work that you do to reach your destination. So, Michelle, what is your career goal?
My career goal has always been to be a buyer. Ever since I was little, I wanted to choose all the stuff that went into a retail store. And buyers predominantly are involved with finding the trends from overseas, mostly from America and Europe, translating that for the Australian market, and then bringing it to the stores.
So what interests you about all this?
I love retail. I love the feeling that people get when they go shopping. When customer service is good, people can come away feeling absolutely fantastic about themselves. You just want to bring that little bit of magic to shopping.
So what have you done to get you to where you are now? So maybe first start off with what are you currently doing?
So I'll just start off with that first question. So I was very clear when I was younger that I wanted to be a buyer. So whilst I was at school, I called up Maya head office and I called them and I asked them, I said, I want to be a buyer one day. How can I achieve this? And they said to me, you have to go to uni. You have to do either a business course or a design course. So naturally I did both. I did a double degree in business marketing and in communication design. And I finished that at the end of 2011. And then I went on to work as an assistant buyer at Lincraft for 2.5 years. And that really did put me in the spotlight of how a buying company, a retail company actually works.
Okay, so obviously goal focus when you were at school, very important to think about, okay, I know what goal I want, what course of study will take me there. So you've got some guidance from people in the know, in the world of work. So it wasn't from a career counsellor's perspective, it was literally from people who do the employing. So good on you, getting some great practical advice, and you took it to study, and obviously you studied successfully. You then worked retail at Myers and as an assistant interim buyer at Lincraft. So getting closer and closer to your goal of being a buyer. If you were advising someone about starting up in their career and looking for goals, what advice would you give them?
Just follow on with your goals, because it's just so easy to give up or be swayed from what you want to do, but just keep going. There are some days where it's absolutely hard and you question yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through it? But you've just got to think of that end goal. And there's a really good quote that I read on the internet somewhere saying, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. So you have to take the good and the bad with it and just keep on going.
So it sounds like great advice for everyone at all stages of our career and life. You're right, we do need to keep going and there are no shortcuts. If you think about your journey, what would you say has worked? And maybe you want to share with us what hasn't worked.
I'd probably have to say what worked is just learning, even the mistakes you made, and I'm not the first to have made mistakes on the job, but just keep learning and growing from it and just absorb your surroundings, learn from people and your environment. That's probably been my biggest success, and when I haven't paid attention to my surroundings and the people, that's when I've made my mistakes.
You're right, it's always about the learning and the growing, and we don't only learn at university. I know you did go to university, but we learn through our job, we learn through feedback, we learn by just doing something new. So you need to be open to that. So that's a really good
Absolutely.
point.
Like uni was great in theory, but then when you go and actually work in the workplace, it's so completely different. You almost throw out all the stuff that you learnt at uni, and because the everyday is just so different too. the theory.
So I'm going to give you a crystal ball. What do you see ahead?
Well, I'm actually moving to London because I want to work and develop my skills at a retail company in London. Has a lot of head offices there. For example, Marks and Spencer, Topshop, Harrods, H&M. So you've got a really great foundation. And, you know, I'm still young. I still have plenty to learn, and I acknowledge that. But I want to just keep learning and absorb as much as I can.
Wow. So the world, globalization. Watch out for Leah Shmerling. And as you said, you're not just traveling for traveling's sake, even though I can imagine when you're in London, people do travel. But it's about gaining that international experience, which will develop further your goal of being a buyer. So I can see that you're very strategic. You don't just do anything for the sake of it, that it ties into that bigger picture of what is my goal and how will this help me. And I think that's a very, very important lesson for careers, to have a strong goal and take a step that will lead you closer to what you want to do. It's a whole journey. It's not just the destination. Be strategic, speak with people, learn from mistakes, keep learning and growing personally, professionally. And I think that's some really great tips that you're leaving us with. So thank you very much for your time and sharing your story. If anyone would like to have information and or career development, how you can get ahead, how you can train up in your career, please feel free to see us on our website, crowncoaching.com.au. Thank you.